Hey, it's French Choice CJ here, and I'm coming to you guys with my Week 12 battle for the PMC Season Number 2. We're going up against the Verd, coach of the Tampa Bay Frogadiers. I'm sorry that this is pretty late getting up, but if you are watching this, this is a pretty eventful day. Not only is it Election Day in the United States, but it's also the day of some of the biggest Sun and Moon leaks to date. I'm trying to squeeze this recording in while getting excited about all the Sun and Moon news, getting to see stats on different Pokemon and what the names are, what the hidden abilities are, and things like that. I'm hoping it's only a matter of time before it goes up on Smogon. But I digress. I'm here to bring you guys this video, and that's what I'm going to do. If you guys haven't, I encourage you guys to go watch around the league and check out the other battles, because I'm about to sort of tell you guys what this match means in the context of all the other games that have been played. Ready, set, go. Okay, so we actually, based on the results of the other matches, have the 4th seed locked up. There's 5 seeds in the playoffs, 2 division winners and 3 wild cards. Verd won our division first place. D-Pad is in the other division in first place. And it was a close finish for the 4th and 5th spots. J-Specs would have had a good position to get into one of those final spots, but he ended up forfeiting out. And that left me in pretty good position to get a spot, and then Kyle and Kingdra playing for the final spot. Kyle lost to D-Pad to go 5-7, and Kingdra beat V to go 5-7, and Kingdra had a better differential. So he took the 5th spot, and hopefully you guys just hear my chair making all sorts of racket. Anyway, so what that means for this match is that, well, we actually can move up to 3rd place with because of Dr. V losing. So that's what's really on the line here. Other than that, we are guaranteed playoffs. And so with that in mind, I don't have a team builder this week. I didn't really prep for Verd this week. I just brought 6 Mons that I had already genned for different battles that I thought might do well versus Verd. So I have a mixed Life Orb Salamence that I brought week 1 versus Dallas. I have a defensive Tentacruel, Quiverdance Volcarona, which I brought, I think, week 1 versus Dallas again. Spadef, Steelix with Toxic. I don't remember precisely which week I brought that. Then I have a Life Orb Tornadus with Heat Wave. I didn't actually. This is the only set that I made any sort of change to. I was able to go to the Battlefront or the Battle Resort and get the move tutor move for Heat Wave onto this Tornadus, and then I'm bringing a physical Electros that I brought versus Verd the first time. Electros is really nice for Skarmory. Put enough speed onto the Electros to outspeed that Skarmory, but alas, he did not bring it. Instead, he has a team of Nidoqueen, Absol, Lantern, Clefable, Zygarde, and Darmanitan, and it's very scary. He has Clefable as his Dragon Resist, but I do have Iron Tail on my Steelix, or sorry, not my Steelix, my Salamence, and then I do have Steelix as a safe switch hinge for it. It's looking like Scarful, or if I can set up a Quiverdance with Volcarona, I can do some work. And then his Tornadus switch-ins, pretty much just the Lantern. But you know, we can U-turn out on Lantern, no problem. So, looking forward to this match. Verd's a very good battle, a very good friend, and in fact, he recorded this battle for me, so shoutouts to him. The quality on this is looking pretty crisp, so I'm very grateful for that. I actually recorded this battle once already, but all the audio levels were off, so we're redoing it, and hopefully we can get it to do better this time. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into this. So good luck, have fun, Verd. You're a great competitor, and I always look forward to facing you. And I appreciate all the help with all the battles and team building and stuff that you provide. He leads off with Darmanitan, which I thought he might. It could be he could lead off with because it's Scarf, or just because I don't have a Darmanitan switch in on my team. But I do get off the Intimidate, and he does switch out. He's probably worried about me potentially being Scarfed. I'm not, but of course he doesn't know that. He makes a smart switch and just goes into his Clefable. I go for the Draco because I'm not too worried about this Clefable, because I can go into my Steelix. I could have stayed in and potentially just gone for Iron Tail, but that has a chance to miss. He does go for the Calm Mind, so potentially is worrisome, but Steelix can definitely take a hit from Clefable. and retaliate with Heavy Slam, I am going to go ahead and Mega Evolve here. And as this play unfolds, I will go ahead and tell you guys. So this is actually a timid Clefable with enough speed to outspeed Scrafty. So he goes for this Fire Blast here. He is Life Orb, so that Fire Blast would have done like somewhere between 85 and like 99% damage to my Steelix. I do dodge and retaliate with the Heavy Slam, which clean OHKOs. Definitely sucks for Verd, because even if he wouldn't have killed me, like, Steelix is so important for my team. Not only to check the, it was there to check Clefable, but it's also my best check to Absol. So the fact that I still have that around means that Absol can still be checked, which sucks for him. Anyway, he goes out into his Lantern, goes for a Hydro Pump, and shows the Life Orb, which is pretty potent versus my Assault Vest, what do you call it, thing, Electros. I do just go for the Super Fang, and I figure he's going to finish me off with a move here. As he goes for Agility, this is pretty dang scary. And I just go for U-Turn, just like trying to get some chip damage off, because I figured he was just going to kill me. Go for Scald or Thunderbolt or something like that. The nice thing is that the U-Turn does put him in range of Life Orb Recoil, so I go into my Tornadus and just pivot on out back into the Electros and sack it to whatever move he wants to go for next. A pretty fun play actually would have been if he clicked Agility again. Just because then I really have nothing on my team that can outspeed it. But I got pretty fortunate, and he clicks Thunderbolt. I guess, yeah, again, it didn't matter because he had only one Life Orb hit remaining. So we go trade Mons there. We're up 5-4 as he brings in his Nidoqueen. I go Salamence because he doesn't have a Draco switch in, but I am worried about this thing potentially being Scarfed. Like, even like a Darmanitan that's Scarfed, I have intimidated it, and I can take a Rock Slide and potentially kill off that Darmanitan, which is a huge threat. But because he goes into Nidoqueen, I'm not willing to risk it. He does enough damage with Sludge Wave to actually suggest that he's Choice Specs. It's definitely not Life Orb. Based on the damage, it did 53 points of damage, which to my Tentacruel spread, again, suggests that it's Specs. But without the Lantern, he has nothing that can resist a Scald. So I just go off for the Scald, hoping to get decent damage off on whatever, and I am fortunate enough to get the burn. So luck definitely on my side in this game, dodging that Fire Blast and landing a burn on the Zygarde. I decided to go into Tornadus here because if he goes for like a Adamant Dragon Claw or something like that, it's not going to do a whole lot to me. And I also figured his most likely move to click was the Earthquake, considering that he was facing down a Tentacruel. Little did I know that this was actually Choice Banded with Outrage. So I could have taken like upwards of 50% on that, but because Tornadus has Regenerator, I'm not all that worried about taking that damage. I could just easily switch into my Steelix on the next Outrage, and my Tornadus will be pretty much back to close to full. As you guys just saw, we did go for 2 Hurricanes on the Nidoqueen, missed them both, and the Nidoqueen was able to get up Stealth Rock, which definitely stinks, but it's only fair because we got a Scald Burn and we're able to dodge a Fire Blast. So, hacks for hacks, as they say. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not upset about it. He just goes ahead and sacks the Zygarde, which was his best play, I would say. Now he goes into the Darmanitan, and I don't have anything that wants to switch in on this. Like, even Tentacruel's gonna have a hard time taking 2 Flare Blitzes. I guess I could have gone Salamence and intimidated it. That might have been the play. But that is what I'm going to do here in any case. Because now I'm free to fire off a Dragon move. I was deciding between Draco Meteor and Outrage. Draco Meteor might have been the play. I'm not really sure. But I do go for Outrage, which is going to 2-hit KO this Nidoqueen. Based on what I know about the Nidoqueen and talking with Verd afterwards, Draco Meteor would not have OHKO'd this. I am max special attack rather than max attack. So we go for the Outrage. We are able to knock it out. So things are looking, not too bad. He's got an Absol in the back, and he's got Darmanitan. I don't think he's got anything else because we killed the Clefable, the Lantern, the Zygarde, and now the Nidoqueen. So he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve with the Absol. We did get a 3-turn Outrage, which is pretty unfortunate. So we have to stay in here and take this. If we had gotten a 2-turn, we could have potentially like sacked Volcarona or gone into Steelix and taken that. But instead, the Salamence has to go down, and we do bring in the Steelix to deal with the Absol. He goes for the Fire Blast, but because I am fully specially defensive, and he seems to be pretty heavily attack invested, we are going to be able to not even be 2 KO'd by that Fire Blast, which is pretty nice. Go for an Earthquake in case he decides to switch into Darmanitan for some reason. But he does not, and that actually, the amount of damage that Earthquake did suggest that he has some HP investment, but we are able to 2 KO it, which is pretty nice. So we appear to be in a decent position. We are up 3-1, but there is the issue of this Darmanitan, which is Scarfed, which is Adamant, which does have Earthquake, and all 3 of my ground resists. Everything that I have left cannot deal with Earthquake. So for a moment we look like we're in a pretty decent position, and then all of a sudden we are going to go down to this Scarfed Darmanitan. You know, it's easy to say, oh well, you know, if I hadn't missed the Hurricanes, but you can't really say that, because if he hadn't missed the Fire Blast on turn 3, then this Steelix wouldn't have had any health. It would have been able to deal with Absol. I wouldn't have had any answer for that, which definitely would have been unfortunate. So, you know, the fact that I kind of threw this team together, and the fact that it still came out as a 1-0, makes me feel pretty good. Verd is definitely the top competitor in the playoffs. If we want to make our way to the championship, our path goes through him, and in fact, if we can beat Kingdra in the first round, we will be battling the Verd, because he's the #1 seed. It will be the lowest remaining seed. So it's going to be really tough. But of course, you know, I don't want to look ahead from Kingdra. Kingdra is a good battler with a very good team. And even though we've beaten him twice already, you know, it feels like a challenge to me to beat him 3 times in one season. He's got to figure out some way to deal with my team. Like, he's probably got some cool strategy that's really going to catch me by surprise, just because, you know, I've shown him a lot of my good stuff already. So that's definitely going to be tough. But if I do somehow get past Kingdra, Verd is going to have to battle me, and he has beaten me 2-0 this season, but both games were very close. So I think of all the matches that are left, the Verd probably is looking the least forward to potentially battling me. But, you know, at the same time, I think there's reason to be excited, because we're both, you know, good pals. We team build together a lot, talk about Pokemon a lot, and you know, because of that, you know, he's a good friend, and it's always fun to battle your friends, and all you really hope for are good matches. And I think this one was definitely a good match. It wasn't too biased to one side or the other in terms of the luck. And I'm not even that unhappy with the way I played. The only thing that stunk was letting all 3 of my ground immunities die. I should have had a little bit more foresight there, but you know, you live and you learn. So anyway, thanks again to the Verd for recording this for me. Thanks to you guys for watching. And yeah, that's going to do it. So playoffs, I don't think, are going to get uploaded this weekend. I think it'll be the following weekend. Hope you all are looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Also hope that you guys are really hyped for Sun and Moon. Hopefully there's going to be some Sun and Moon content on my channel in the very near future. It's not going to be an LP or anything like that, because I don't have a capture card, unfortunately. I missed both of the runs from Loopy. He stopped about a month ago producing, and then like 3 days ago he went on a short run, and I just completely missed the memo. So that's my fault. But there'll definitely be a lot of Showdown content when the new Mons are uploaded there. So that'll do it for me. Make sure you guys check back to the channel for all that cool Pokemon content. And until the next time, I will see you all later.